So this is my headpiece for today. We should all be wearing this headpiece, I think, because we have it individually as well as collectively. And this is the Tower card in the Tower deck, which we'll get to in a minute, because I wanted to talk for a couple minutes about how it seems to be an epidemic of stress and overwhelm and feeling stuck and limited in one's life, right? Or paralyzed. It's going on with so many I talk to, and I've had moments of that too. And I will tell you that it's all related to this, the energy of this. We're going through a massive change period where we're being pushed to let go of things that don't serve us anymore, that don't serve our bigger picture, that don't serve the fulfillment of our potential and what we're here to do and be in every individual form, right? And so we have gotten so stuck in responsibilities, right? What are we obligated to do for our kids, for our parents, for our spouses? What do we have to do to be loved or lovable or worthy of being loved or feeling like we're worthy of being a part of society, right? There are so many things we pile on, right? What we take on, like what we're doing for our kids, what we're doing for this person, what we're doing for our coworkers, what we do for our boss and our job, so that we look good, so that we feel good because other people see us positively, and then we forget about the fact that it all comes within, that I can only feel good about myself when I feel good about myself. It has nothing to do with other people. We've lost that. We've lost that understanding. And so we've gotten so stuck in the glorification of you need to serve others to be good, to be worthwhile. You need to do for others. It shows your love. It shows you love somebody by doing this, by taking this on for them, by sacrificing yourself, by martyring yourself. And now the universe, God, quantum field, or expanded consciousness, whatever you want to call it, is saying, stop. What this is coming up for so many people. I literally have a friend who has had both the tour of Glastonbury come up repeatedly, which is a tower, and then the Tower card, not this particular deck, but her Tower card. And it has to do with letting go. So the Tower card in the Tarot deck, so it's like a tongue tie thing, is all about being forced to let go of the self-imposed prisons that we've created for ourselves. Self-imposed. See this? See the stuff crumbling around us? And what happens and says, well, what do you mean self-imposed prison? That's all these responsibilities. That's what's causing the stress and overwhelm and paralysis. Because we're like, I have to do this to stay with this person, or I have to do this to stay in this relationship, or, and that doesn't have to be romantic. I have to do this to stay with my friends. I have to do this to stay with my family. And it's limiting us smaller and smaller. We have all of these parameters that are getting heavier and heavier and smaller and cagier. And it's finally sort of time to step into this next phase, and collectively we're like, yeah, it's time for us to bust out of that. And the ego's going, no, this is my comfort zone. This is where I feel good about myself. I love doing this because it makes everybody else feel good. Forget about me. I feel good when other people feel good. How many times do we say that? Those of us who do this work, those of us who are like professional practitioners and like energy healing, consciousness work, self-help, you name it, we all have this pervasive problem because we don't want to serve others. We want to help others. So the universe is saying, stop. Not stop helping others, but stop prioritizing helping others over helping ourselves. That's our self-imposed prison. Because the more we push out all of our love and goodness and whatever and help, the bigger of a cage we build for ourselves. And when we take it inside and we prioritize our inner mastery and our consciousness and our self-love, and knowing that we are valuable and love-worthy just existing, because if we didn't exist, if we didn't, we wouldn't exist. We are the perfect note in this symphony of this multiverse. And it's time for us to fulfill that note to its optimal ability. And to do that is for us to let go of the self-imposed prisons. So that's what's going on. And when I look at like my friend getting the tour and then the Tower, to me the tour is so heart-based, and it's like the easy way, like, okay, I'm gonna promise myself to see this where I'm taking on these responsibilities that I don't need to have. And that can manifest into different ways. Like, okay, I have this house that I don't want because of my kids, or because other people think I'm a special kind of person because I have this house. Or, I mean, like, literally, these are the kind of things we believe. And yet it's causing all this financial strain, or it's causing this other kind of like limitation, and I can't go where I'm going to be guided to go next because I would hold myself down to this place. That's a self-imposed prison. I worked with a woman for like 60 years who's in prison, and I said to her at one point when we were doing a lot of work together, and she was doing a lot of self-work, I said, you know, there are people I know, so many people I know outside of prison that are less in prison than you are. No, that are more in prison than you are. That was the point. So, and it's true, because we do it on the inside. We imprison ourselves here. I can't do this because it would make my spouse unhappy. I can't do this because it would inconvenience my children. And even though this is what my heart says, this is what my passion is, this is what I'm pulled to do, I'm going to sacrifice that because they won't love me if I don't accommodate them. That's what we believe. Again, self-imposed prison. We have so many things like this, right? And we do this, the more conscious we get, it's funny that we get into this whole like weird version of, oh no, I'm going to do the same thing, except I'm going to just say, it's, oh, I have to serve others. That's my job. So I'm going to sacrifice myself. I'm going to sacrifice my own self-care, and I can work with everybody else and make them feel good, and they love me. My clients love me. And yet I have all these problems. That's what happens when people come to me all the time. Like, the first thing I ask is, how's your self-work? Oh yeah, I really don't do it that much. But I work with my clients all the time. So that goes for professional practitioners in energy healing, spiritual work, conscious work, self-help work. You know, it's that cobbler's son has no shoes. But here's the thing. So the pervasive message is know when to hold them and know when to fold them. You know that saying, I think it's from poker, right? Know when to hold your cards, know when to let go of them, right? So that you know the right moment. That's starting to listen to our inner voice. That's getting to a place of self-nourishment, self-love, nurturing, centeredness, and hearing the guidance and trusting it over what everybody's telling you, what all the chatter is about, and being able to be and do from there without obligation and over responsibility, so that you are fluid and flexible into stepping into what you are here to fulfill, which will be joy and bliss for you, right? But we've got to let go of the things that are holding us in our prisons. So, lucky for you, I have an amazing program that I launched this summer. It's a 16-week program that's a combination self-running, and also like we do a weekly call, and there's a lot of one-on-one interaction with me. But it covers 3 very, very important areas to mix together that are almost never mixed together in any other program that I've seen. And I've been doing this for 12 and a half years, and originated a very powerful energy healing practice and spiritual practice in 2012. So this is like, after working with so many, probably more than 1,000 people, and myself, right, I've put together the best of. These 3 areas are almost never put together, and I have found that when you put them together, they are this powerful trio, a trinity in themselves, that really help us to progress. And it is completely focused on our inner work. So the first step is presence. Presence, mindfulness, learning how to incorporate that into a place so that we stop the chatter and we learn how to observe ourselves without judging, and observe what's going on without judging, because that helps us to see things so much more clearly. And then the next step is really upgrading and up-leveling our consciousness, and up-leveling what I call our energetic operating software, like Windows, right? But it's what we can do so that we see things from a completely different vibration, right? And then, so we have energy healing, we have presence work, energy healing, and then the second half of the whole program is how to take those 2, marry them together in a really powerful, effective, and efficient way, and actually practically apply them in everyday life. Career, money, relationships, health. We tend to think we can't change our health. We absolutely can. That's one of our primary things that we can change. And even when other people say we can't. So it's got it's got these elements that are really powerful, and yet it's just, when you get done, it's so simple and powerful and effective and efficient. And that is what we need moving forward. So If you're interested and ready to get rid of the stress and overwhelm, if you are ready to see what you're not letting yourself see because it's a self-imposed prison and you are convinced that you cannot let go of this because that's what values me, that's what makes me valuable, then let's talk, because I can help you in this gentle, supportive, loving way in a great community of like-hearted individuals, and with me as well, one-on-one. And it's called CLAIM is the program. It's an acronym for Conscious Life Alchemy Through Inner Mastery, because it's all about the inner mastery. So give me a call, comment below, and I hope to talk to you soon.